And you decide tonight as President Trump's trade war continues. We're getting an inside look on how voters in South Carolina feel about the ongoing back and forth with tariffs. So for more, we sat down with Dr. Scott Huffmon with Winthrop University, who's breaking down the numbers. Dr. Huffmon, thank you so much for taking some time with us. Looking at the poll numbers here coming out that you put out is one of those things where we're kind of seeing more of a picture when it comes to these tariffs, because this back and forth has been ongoing for quite some time. But now you're able to see nearly 9 in 10 South Carolinians anticipate paying more for the products. But it's almost kind of like they may say it's worth it, believing that this will lead to more jobs. How are you able to kind of navigate those numbers and those kind of outcomes?
Right. So when Trump was talking about the economy during and after the election, he was basically saying, I'm going to get things back on track. In fact, inflation was going down, jobs were going up, but Trump's messaging had people, really worrying about the economy. Well, he said, I'm going to introduce tariffs. We saw after the turn of the year the number of Google searches for the word tariffs spike. People voted for these, but they didn't really know what they are. But now they're sort of coming to fruition. And the point is, as you mentioned, some people see long-term gain. Now, everybody, including Republicans, think there's going to be short-term pain, that they're going to see higher prices as a result of tariffs. It's just that Republicans think it's worth it in the long run. They think in the long run, it's going to bring more money into the United States, again, according to the poll. Republicans think it's going to bring more manufacturing jobs back into the United States, according to the poll. So even though Republicans as well as Democrats see, look, prices are going to go up, Democrats say that's going to be a permanent feature as long as we have tariffs, whereas Republicans think, look, this short-term pain will pay off.
We're still early on in the Trump administration, this second term here. From what you've seen these numbers, does it look like that voters will continue to have confidence in this long-term plan that the president has laid out and in a way promised to them?
Well, again, it depends on how it plays out going down the road. What is going to be a real test for the president are the midterm elections in 2026. The economy needs to be going smoothly. Again, issues on immigration, he will excite his base on that. The Democrats will turn out also based on that. But there's going to be a big question about the economy. And if the economy is sinking in 2026, that means a lot of Republican leaning folks might not turn out. Those folks obviously would vote Republican for the House of Representatives. All of the members of the House of Representatives are up for election. So that might turn over control of the House to Democrats. Democrats are going to have a harder time flipping the Senate, even if the economy is going bad. Only 1/3 of the Senate, of course, is up for reelection in 2026. But if the economy is tanking as that election approaches, that's going to be bad news for the Republicans and bad news for Trump. But if these tariffs and these economic moves pay off, like Trump is promising, then that will be a real benefit to the Republican Party in the 2026 midterm elections.
All right, Dr. Huffmon, always enjoy your insight. Thank you so much for your time as always.
Thank you.